It's me, Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook, and I know you know who it is. I am here for my Friday reads. I thought I'd wear my Aloha Friday t-shirt we got. It's 2 years ago now when we went to Hawaii, and I keep saying I was gonna wear it on a Friday, and then I forget, and I'll wear it like a Saturday or something. And then my husband's always like, it says Friday in your shirt, so I got it today. So it's hot today too, so this is the perfect attire to give you a recap of my last week of reading. I hope you guys are all well. Let's start there. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm very much feeling a weight lifted from me reading so much light stuff right now, so that's always fun. I brought my little list so I can make sure I mention the things I'm reading. So I'm reading a couple of things simultaneously. And I mentioned a lot of them, so I'll just go over where I am and what I'm thinking so far. So I told you last time that I was reading one called Chasing Space by Leland Melville. And this is the Young Readers Edition. I try to find the image of it if I'm reading an e-book so that you can see it. But this is same cover, basically. And this one's really good. It's just the story so far has really kept my interest. It's really fascinating to kind of hear about what an astronaut has to go through, and the type of training and I won't say the bureaucracy, but the steps it takes to get to actually be able to go in flight. And without giving away the story, he has a few adversities that he has to kind of overcome before getting to travel in space. And it is good. I highly recommend it. Maybe you can save it for your nonfiction November, Black History Month, or just read it anytime. But that one is really, really good. And I'm liking it so far. I have a question for you guys though. If I do my Friday, this is me just starting to do these Friday reads. If I do all my Friday reads, when I go to do my wrap up, are you going to be bored hearing about the same books, or are you still going to want to hear a wrap up? You know what I mean? I mean, I know people do Friday reads, but I've been doing them. I think I've done them consistently the last maybe month, right? I think so. I have to look back, but I think so. But I just don't want you to be bored with me talking about the same books. All right, so I do have some other things that I want to talk about too. So that's one of them, right? So you have the Chasing Space. And then I, on a personal note, I do usually an annual cleanse. I would say about 4 years ago, if not more, I read a book by Dr. Junger called The Clean Program, and listened to, kind of what he had to say with regards to a lot of things that we consume that are kind of irritants and them cause inflammation in the body, and how the inflammation can lead to illness and disease, etc., etc. And without sounding too preachy or hokey, he really, really kind of affected me. And so I decided I would do his cleanse. It's a 21-day cleanse program. And I did that for the past at least 4 years, at least once, sometimes 2 times a year, usually once a year. And it's basically 21 days where you're not having alcohol, caffeine, processed food, sugar. This is a hard one for me. Sugar's hard. Probably the hardest. And basically you're eating a lot of whole foods. If you do eat meat, it'll be grass-fed animals, all that, organic. And it's really good. It was really, really good. And I've had a good experience with it. But I came across this book last week because I'm getting ready to gear up to think of doing my fall cleanse. And this one is called Go Clean, Sexy You, Your Guide to the Healthiest Year of Your Life. Now, not really, the sexy you is really not really what I'm going for necessarily. But it's by Lisa Consiglio Ryan. And she's a certified health coach. And hers is really kind of interesting because she basically talks about, and this is her on the cover, I believe. And she basically talks about a 10-day detox, and which is shorter than my 21. And she does eliminate basically all, so sounds like similar same things that I did in the other cleanse. But hers is specific. She does, on the other one, you can look up clean recipes online. They recommend some different ones, but they don't tell you exactly what you have to eat. They just give you some suggestions and some good recipes. She has her plan for the 10 days. She wants you to eat what she tells you to eat. And she wants you to eat every 2 hours, I think, or 2 or 3 hours throughout the day. And so I'm kind of curious. I'm on the fence because September is when I was going to do a cleanse. So I may end up doing it. I'll let you guys know if I do it. I do find it very interesting. The recipes she have in here, I'm fine with. I think there's only one that I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do that. But so I may end up doing it, but I'll let you know. So that's the other book that I picked up that's new from the last week when I talked to you guys last. And then I heard on NPR, or I think it was NPR, a really cool discussion of these two women, one black and one white, and that are friends. And they talked about their friendship, and then they talked about how, they had, been friends for years and years and years and years. And then all of a sudden they went on a vacation together, and they'd often gone on vacation together, but they realized that something wasn't working in their relationship, and that it was, I won't say flawed, but there was problems. And the interesting thing is they talked about in the interview is that we never really talk about therapy for friends. We talk about therapy for marriages, therapy with regard to your family, but not what do you do and how can you navigate a friendship and maintain it long term without, I feel like, basically pulling in and holding in things over time and never talking about them with each other, especially when you're talking about people, that one's black or white or different cultures, just whatever, having differences, right? So anyway, I listened to that and I was like, oh my God. And they said they had a podcast they do, and the podcast is called, oh no, did I write it down? Oh, Call Your Girlfriend. Thank goodness it's on here because I didn't write it in my notes. Call Your Girlfriend. I'll put a link below if you're interested in listening to some of their episodes. And then the book is called Big Friendship, How We Can Keep Each Other Close. And it's by Aminatou Sow and Anne Friedman. And I might be butchering the first person's name. But this is the book. And I think I want to read it. I enjoyed listening to a couple of the podcast episodes. And I think that, even especially in this time when we're dealing with a lot of stuff going on in terms of racial justice, and particularly in the United States and all around the world, you get into conversations that become uncomfortable, or you feel feelings and you want to be able to vent and talk with your friend, but you don't know how. So I'm really kind of curious about that because I have very good friends, and I have friends that I've had for a long, long time. And I want to see what they're suggesting as things to keep relationships together. So that's the other one. And then, so I put a link below to the podcast that they have. And if I can find the one that I heard their interview, because that was really good, I'll put that in there as well. And then the other thing is, oh yeah, this book. Oof. So I mentioned this last week, right? The Last Flight by Julie Clark that just came out. Oh. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I forgot, sidetrack. If you're seeing a stain over here, that is from my smoothie. I am like notorious for drinking smoothies, and I just thought of it because I looked down and I think I can see it, but I don't know if you can see it from there. But I never put them in a cup. I do it and then I just drink it right out of this. So, and I can't drink it without making a mess. So I'm apologize. But back to the book. The Last Flight by Julie Clark is so good. It's so good. It isn't a genre necessarily that I gravitate to normally. I read a lot of, I don't know. I read a lot of things, but I don't know if this, I can't say that I've read anything like this lately. This book has pulled me in, and the other night I could not sleep, and it was my best friend. This is the story I told you about, the two ladies, one in particular who's very wealthy, and her husband is abusive to her, and she wants to get out of this relationship. It reminds me of that old movie, like I said, with Julia Roberts, because I think that was so good. I can't remember the name of that one where she had the abusive husband and she faked her death, and you know, and then he found her. It was really, oh God, this is like that. Like literally, I stop reading. You know, if I have to go to bed or I have to go to work, whatever, I go, oh God, I want to know what's happening. This will definitely get finished before the end of this month because it is really captivating me. I am so curious about the women and I want to go into detail. I want to make sure that I do a wrap up that doesn't spoil anything in it. But if you're looking for something that will grab you from the beginning and make you go, oh my God, like that's how I'm reading it. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my God, please don't let that happen. Or I'll go like this, I'll put it down and go, oh my gosh. And then I'll pick it back up. Yeah, this is that kind of book. So there is that. There's a pleasant surprise when you find something that's not necessarily in your wheelhouse of genres necessarily, and that it just takes you away in that way. And that's what this is doing. So I am enjoying it. And then the one other thing I wanted to tell you guys is I'm always buying books. Shame, right? And I had ordered this one because I forgot it was an Instagram thing. You know, you saw the cover, you saw a little blurb, and you're like, kind of got to have it. And so I ordered this book, and it came, I think after I was on for Friday, so I think for the weekend. And this one is called Tea by the Sea by Donna Haymans, okay? And it's a fiction. And it's blurbed by Marlon James, who wrote, you know, all those books, but he wrote Black Leopard, Red Wolf is a big one that he wrote recently. And Lauren Francis Sharman, who I loved, I read Till the Well Runs Dry. She has a book that's out now that I have, Little Axe, I think. I haven't read that yet, but I liked her first book. Anyways, they blurbed it in the back. But what the story is about, I'm going to read it to you because I'm never good. A 17-year-old taken from her mother at birth, an Episcopal priest with a daughter whose face he cannot bear to see, a mother weary of searching for her lost child. Tea by the Sea is their story, that of a family united and unraveling. To find the daughter taken from her, Plum Valentine must find the child's father, who walked out of a hospital with the day-old baby girl without explanation. 17 years later, weary of her unfruitful search, Plum sees an article in a community newspaper with a photo of a man for whom she has spent half her life searching. He has become an Episcopal priest. Her plan? Confront him and walk away with the daughter he took from her. From Brooklyn to the island of Jamaica, Tea by the Sea traces Plum's circuitous, how would you say that? Yeah, route. Route to find her daughter and how Plum's and the priest's love came apart. This sounds good too, like kind of like a mystery. But you know, I love, of course, it's going to be touching on Jamaica, and it's going to talk about, you know, family identity, because obviously this child, what is this child, you know, how this child is raised now, who they identify with, and things like that. It's one, I think it is the Lignum Vitae Una Marson Award. I don't know what that is, but it has won an award. So I'm looking forward to reading this. It's a little pleasant surprise. So I will let you know when I get ready to do it, and then I will let you know what I think of it. But it sounds like a good one. So other than that, I'm looking forward to the weekend. Nice weather. I'm going to get to go see my in-laws with the kids. We've only gone a couple times so far, and so we look forward to each time we get a chance to spend some time with them. And then I have a Zoom hangout with my girlfriends on Saturday. So a busy weekend, but I will be fitting in let me tell you, I'll be fitting in this book. It's like, I feel like I'm cheating on the astronaut when I go to this one, right? But I'm like, okay. And then I feel like I'm, you know, missing out on something in this when I go back to the astronaut. So it's kind of funny reading these, but they're so different. There's no confusion at all. It's all good. So I'm very excited about it. I also today went for the first time since I believe the very beginning of the year was the last time I went to a thrift shop, and I bought some books. And I don't like to make long videos, so I'm going to make another video after this. Same clothes, because I'm being lazy today. And I will tell you the stuff that I found. And then I'll post it. I don't post it today because who wants to see me twice in one day? I'll post it, you know, next week or something so you can see what I found today. But I just wanted to let you know. And then when you see me in the same clothes, don't delete it or ignore it because it's a separate video. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and read, wash your hands, wear your mask, social distance, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.